This video from Shop Stuff, we're taking a quick look at how to use your Safescan 155S counterfeit note detector. We're going to look at some of the features of the machine. So the version we sell is set up to work with Bank of England notes, Euro notes, and then also Scottish and Northern Irish notes. The machine is really easy to use. You simply pop the note in the front and it verifies it and then tells you what type of note it was. There's a couple of different modes you can have, so I've got the stacker attachment on the back, so it's best if you press and hold down the arrow keys for a couple of seconds. It'll then feed the note into the stacker, so it's much more organised, and that's useful especially if you're counting a few in one go. If you press this mode button once, it'll also go into a memory mode, I guess, or like an add mode, so that every time you add a note, a genuine note, it'll count it and add it to the total. So we've got pieces and then the total value. It's all set up to work with the new King Charles III polymer notes. That'll be the same on the £5, £10 and the £20. It works with all the Queen Elizabeth polymer notes. With the Scottish and Northern Irish notes, you have to put them in a certain way. So if you pop it in that way, it works. If you pop it in the other way around, it doesn't like it. The English notes, I think you can just pop them in anyway and it will just keep adding them. So Scottish notes, you have to be quite precise about how you pop them in. That's the same with the Northern Ireland notes as well. There's quite a few different error messages, so if you pop in a note that it doesn't recognise, it'll kick it out and then it will say what the actual problem with the note is. So we pop another one in. If you pop them in slightly wrong, it'll also say that it doesn't like how it's been fed in, but as long as you feed it in correctly and it's a genuine note, it'll accept it and add it to the total. Why do people like this machine? Being honest, any cashier worth their salt will be able to tell a fake note either by feel or look of the note, or with a relatively cheap UV detector, as all the modern notes will have a hologram in, so you can check them that way. The reason I like the Safescan is because the machine is kind of taking the responsibility for saying to the customer that it's a fake note. So if you tell someone you don't reckon their note is genuine and you're making a call on it, it's kind of a bit confrontational, whereas it's easier if you pop a note into a machine and it comes up and says an error message and spits it back out. I feel like it's much more natural for you to be able to turn around and say, I'm sorry, the policy of the store is that unless the note gets verified by that machine, I can't accept it, it'll come out of my wages. So it's an easier way to diffuse the situation, what's potentially an awkward situation. With any kind of counterfeit device, as long as your store gets recognised as somewhere where you bother to check the notes, or you have a policy in place, or a machine like the Safescan, then you'll just find that people stop turning up with counterfeit notes because they don't want the hassle or embarrassment or confrontation of being turned away. And likewise, the reverse is true. If you get known as a place that doesn't bother checking, you'll become a magnet for them. So yeah, they're pretty good machines. I like them. The add feature is a bit of a funny one, because obviously most of the time you're not going to be counting the notes, you're more checking that the note is genuine, so you don't have to use that feature. I think if you just press mode again and gets rid of it, so it'll just put you back into the normal verifying mode. Okay, hope that video has been helpful. If you want to order a Safescan, I'll put the link into the video description where you can go to the Shop Stuff website. You can also check out the other videos appearing on screen now, subscribe to this YouTube channel, or visit shopstuff.co.uk for more. Thanks for watching.